Good evening, hope you're all well. Welcome to Cook Along Live with Chris. Today, as I said, we're making two dishes. I hope you've had a wonderful day. It's been really, really hot here. We've been really busy at Stoke Park. So what we're going to make avocado, prawn, Tian. A Tian is basically the shape of the mould. And we haven't got one of those, you can use a cup, or I'll talk you through that. So that's our first thing. So we're just going to run through the ingredients. So we've got some mixed salad, we've got an avocado, we've got some grapefruit, we've got some creme fraiche, we've got some cooked king prawns, we've got quail eggs, some salt, pepper, some chopped herbs, some lemon, cucumber, salt and pepper, and some olive oil. And then after we've done that, we're going to move on to a dessert, and it's perfect for this type of weather. We're going to make a Pimm'S Summer pudding. So basically it's a summer pudding, and we're going to soak the fruit and the bread in Pimm'S to give that a little bit of a kick. And we're going to serve that with some nice fresh cottage cream. Okay, so all the only equipment you're going to need is one saucepan for the main course. You're going to need a couple of little cups or moulds like this if you have any. If not, we can use a cup with pin film inside. And then if you've got a ring, a mousse ring, if you haven't got a mousse ring, don't worry, we can use a cup as well. A whisk, a palette knife, and a couple of sharp knives. Okay? So I think it's near enough 6:30, so we're going to start. We'll go nice and slowly. So we're going to do the avocado first. Just going to wash our hands. I've got some wipes here. So what we're going to do first is the avocado. So the way, if you're going shopping and you want to know how an avocado is ripe, if you can flip the end out, that means the avocado is ripe. If it falls out when you turn it upside down, it means it's overripe and will brown. And if you're making anything with avocados, the important is, if you're to make guacamole or anything, if you put the stone back into your mix after you've made it and cling film it, as long as the stone is inside your mixture, it will never go brown. There's a natural ingredient inside the stone that stops the avocado going brown. So, little twist with the avocado. So we're going to carefully peel the avocado. These two dishes are great for a nice sunny day, hopefully we're a nice hot weekend. So what we're going to do, as you can see, we're going to slice it this way. Then we're going to slice it this way. And then we're going to dice it. So you end up with a beautiful dice and a few simple cuts. So we're just going to put that into a bowl. They don't have to be perfect size. So then we're just going to we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. And a squeeze of lemon. Just make sure no pips go inside. Little squeeze of lemon. Now I'm going to put some chives with my avocado. You can have either tarragon or parsley. Just keep the deal for the fish. So we're just going to mix it up. So we've got this nice lemon and the salt's going with the avocado. Now we're going to use a ring. So the ring, you can either use a metal ring that you can buy in good food shops, or you can go to B&Q and buy a drain pipe, obviously a clean one. They're dishwasher safety. As a little tip, you can buy a drain pipe and get about 30 right rings for £2.50, or you can buy a ring that each costs £2.50. If you haven't got a ring, not to worry. What we can do, we can use a cup. This cup doesn't have a handle, but a little cup, or anything that's similar to the shape. Just line it with a little bit of cling film. Just line the cup with the cling film, pop the avocado in, and we'll make it reverse. I'll explain as we go along. So we're going to put on a little plate, we're going to put our thing, and the idea is you want to go just over a third. This dish is really good because you can actually make it in advance and then leave it overnight in the fridge or in the morning. Make it in the morning, it's ready for the evening. So we're just going to literally put the avocado. I'll just show you in the cup as well. So, line the cup, and then you would just literally just put the avocado inside, then the prawns, then we'll turn it upside down before you can take it out before you put the creme fraiche on. Okay? So we'll put our avocado inside. So nice push down, so you can see it's about just over a third. If you had some crab, you want to put crab in, you could. I've got some red prawns, so So I'm just going to slice them this way. I've got quite small king prawns. If you've got the bigger ones, then probably 2 is enough. I'm just going to put a few extra in just because they're quite small. Again, we're just going to season them. I'm not going to put any salt because they're normally quite salty. A little squeeze of lemon. And I'm going to put a little bit of dill with the prawns. So we're just going to mix them up. And then we're going to use the natural curve of the prawns and just push them down. So we're just now filling up our prawns. So you've got the avocado, you've got the prawns, and we're going to push it down. Just going to put one more. Give it a little mix. Just going to pop them in and then push them down. So you'll see, so if you're using a cup, you'd get to that stage, pop it in the fridge for a little while, about 10-15 minutes just to chill. Then you turn it upside down before you do the next layer. If you've got the ring, what we're going to do now, we're going to get some creme fraiche, which is French cream, and we're going to pretend we're a builder, and we're just going to carefully plaster. What you're after is a nice flat bottom. So there we go. So if you're using a cup, just turn it upside down, and then once it's upside down, turn it the other way. So you've got the prawns, just put a thin layer of creme fraiche. Now what you could do, so we're going to pop that into the fridge while we prepare our dressing. So we've got our pink grapefruit. So we're going to carefully cut the top off until you get to the top of the segment. And we're going to take that. What we're going to do, we're going to squeeze any excess juice into a bowl, so that's going to form our dressing. So instead of using vinegar as the acid, we're going to use grapefruit juice. So then we're going to carefully run your knife around the grapefruit so you remove all the white. In nice stages. If you cut the top and the bottom off, you've got a nice flat surface to work on. And go all the way around. Just turn over, just check we've got any white bits left. Then what we're going to do, we're going to squeeze all the little bits into our bowl. If you get some little bits of grapefruit, it's fine, it's all nice for the dressing. So just squeezing all the bits out. So you've got a nice bit of grapefruit juice for the dressing. Last few bits. So we've got a nice little bit of grapefruit dressing in there for the dressing. Now we're going to carefully go down each side of the line so we end up with a perfect segment with no white bits. So literally just go either side and your segments should just pop out. You can use a normal grapefruit, I'm just using pink just because it's a nice colour for the dish. So you can just pop them out. We need about 3 segments per plate. We're back to our even and odd numbers, obviously. All chefs put odd numbers on a plate. So there we go. We've got our grapefruit segments out. Again, any excess, you can just pop that into the, squeeze it. What we're going to do, we're just going to dip 3 nice segments around there. Now what we're going to do, we've got some mixed salad. We can use baby salad. I've got some nice frizzy, some radicchio, and some oak leaf, and a little bit of baby spinach and some rocket. We're just going to get a little bit of the salad. We're not going to dress the salad because the dressing will be on the plate later. So just going to pop a little bit in the middle of the plate. Now comes the fun part. So we're going to get our Tian. If you leave it in the fridge for about an hour, it's better. We're going to wiggle and hopefully it will pop out. If you made it in a cup, it will be perfect. It will just come out. If it gets a little bit stuck, just slide it on with the knife. And there we go. Straighten it up. So now we're going to come to the dressing. So we've got our grapefruit juice, and put a little bit of black pepper, little bit of salt, and then we've got some nice virgin olive oil. So we're just going to mix the two together. Obviously, instead of putting vinegar in the dressing, we put the grapefruit juice. We've got a nice colour coming out. This is a really nice dressing. It goes really well with fish as well. So we're just going to put a little bit around. So what you could do, you could serve it like that, but obviously we want to go, now you're all very good chefs, we're going to go to the next stage. We've got our cucumber. So we're going to do a nice chunk of cucumber. And what we want to do, we want to cut the cucumber so we don't get the seeds. So you can see we've cut away from the seeds. Okay? We're going to slice a very small piece off, you'll see why in a minute. So we've got a semicircle with a piece missing. This is the hardest bit. So now on your chopping board, keeping your knife behind, we want really thin cucumber. I'd say you need about 20 pieces. The thinner the better. Okay? Now what you're going to do, you're going to fan it around with the piece that you cut out missing on the inside. You just overlap it. We're just going to overlap it. So basically, it's a prawn and avocado cocktail, but we've made it look really, really nice. It's a great dinner party dish, and it's a great dish for a nice summer's evening. So we're just going to fan these around. If you find it's too hard, you can always put the cucumber on the bottom. So then we're just going to tuck this one under. So we've got a nice pan of cucumber. This takes a bit of practice, so have a few little goes. Then we've got a quail egg. What we've done, we've boiled the quail egg for 2 minutes, and then we've peeled it. You can get hold of these in Waitrose. We're just going to cut the very small bit off the bottom, so it will sit nicely on the top. And then you can serve it like that. We've also got a little bit of caviar just to... And there we go. We've got our beautiful Tian of avocado, prawns, cucumber, creme fraiche with a lovely light pink grapefruit dressing, a poached quail egg and caviar on the top. This dish will be available in Humphreys when we reopen on the 1st of August. It will have crab inside. So yeah, we're reopening our fine dining restaurant at Stowe Park on the 1st of August. With all social distancing. As you can see, our tables are all well spread out. So that's our first dish. Now we're going to go on to our dessert. We'll tidy up. So we're doing 2 summer dishes today. Just going to wash our knives while we're waiting. As I said, that dish is really good because you can make it in advance. Right, so now we're going to come over to our summer pudding. Just going to put a little wet water under the knife. Alright, so we're going to make our summer pudding. So what we're going to do first. So we've got our frozen berries. So we've literally just got our frozen berries. We've allowed them to defrost. We've popped them into a pan. And we're just going to bring them up to the boil. We're going to add either a vanilla pod or a little bit of vanilla essence. And then we're going to have our secret ingredients. So we've got a bottle of Pimm'S. Depending how much you like Pimm'S, we've got a good splash of Pimm'S. So we're literally just going to bring that up to the boil. And we're going to add a spoon of sugar. You can, if you're using fresh berries, just taste them and see. You might not actually, with the Pimm'S, you might not need too much sugar. It's just, the frozen ones tend to need just a little bit of juice. A little bit of sugar making them sweet. Then we've got some fresh berries, so we're just going to add a couple of raspberries into the mix, a couple of blueberries, we've got some nice fresh blackberries, we've got some red currants, just going to pop them inside. And we've got some strawberries, just going to chuck them inside just to give it a bit of texture, so when you've got the summer pudding, you get that nice, the frozen ones are nice and soft, and you've got some nice fresh ones. So we just literally, as you see, it doesn't take very long at all. We just bring it up to the boil, and you just want to get some juice off the berries. So while we're waiting, I'm going to make it in a silver mould, but again you can do it in a cup if you line it with the cup. So we've got white bread. The secret, in my opinion, to the best summer pudding is to buy the cheapest bread you can find. It works really, really well. It soaks up the juices, and pure white. So I'm just going to turn that off now. As you see, it's a nice compote. Just going to turn that off. So what we're going to do, we've got our cutters. We need to have two circles. So we're going to go a circle which is the size of the bottom of the dish. So we're going to cut one circle out, and then we're going to go the next size up to the top, and then we're going to pretend we're making afternoon tea sandwiches, a nice finger of bread. You're probably going to need two fingers depending on the size of your mould, so we're just going to cut another one. As it's going to be a nice weekend, you don't want to be in the kitchen too long, so we've done this really, really simple dishes. Next week we're going to do a roast lamb dish, which will take a little bit longer. So what we're going to do now, we're going to dip our bread into the, shouldn't be too hot, if it is just let it cool a little bit. So it's nice, you can smell the Pimm'S, it's a nice deep red colour. I'm going to put that in the bottom, then we're going to get our finger ones. We're just going to do the same so that it starts to soak up the bread. So that. We're going to wrap that around. And the other one. You can really smell the Pimm'S coming out of this dish the way that sounds. So I'm just going to coat the bread. I'm going to pop that through. If you think you've got too much, you can cut it off. So literally you want to line the whole of the mould. The whole of the mould needs to be lined with bread. Okay? You need to make sure you've got some nice tissue paper or wipes at hand. This is a messy dish. So now what we're going to do, I'll drain as much of the juice as possible off. I'm just using a spoon, but you can put it into a colander. So you're going to fill up. The important is when you're doing more than one, obviously make sure every guest has got a little bit. So we've got a nice fresh raspberry, we put a strawberry in there. Just make sure everybody's got a little bit of each berry. And we're going to push it down. And we're going to get our top. Dip our top into the juice again. Now we're going to push it down, and you'll see the juices coming out as we squeeze it down. So then what we're going to do is just going to pop a little bit of cling film on the top. And literally, just pop it in the fridge to set. And if you can, pop a packet of butter or something on the top. Nothing too heavy to squash it, but just to get it nice and compact. Okay? And then you'll have one. You literally, this has only been in there for about 20 minutes. Now we have to hope it's going to come out. So we've got our plate. Okay? We've got our raspberry coulis. So if you want to make raspberry coulis, just get some fresh raspberries, add a little bit of sugar, cook them down, and we're going to do a nice swipe. So we're going to go across the plate and swipe it across the plate. We've got some of our nice fresh berries that have been washed. We're just going to make a nice little garnish. We're going to do a few raspberries, a few blueberries. Got a nice blackberry that came from the garden here. Strawberries are quite big today, so I'm just going to cut them down a little bit. Nice little wedge of strawberry. So make a nice little selection of berries as a garnish. Now we've got some clotted cream. Now obviously, I like the top of the clotted cream, so we're just going to we've got an ice cream scoop, we're just going to do a nice quenelle. If you don't like clotted cream or you want to go for a healthier option, you could do a low-fat yogurt or you could do an ice cream. Okay, then we've got a nice bit of fresh mint that came from my garden. So we're just going to pop the mint on the top. Now we all need to keep our fingers crossed that I get the right pudding and it will come out. I'm just going to move everything along so you can all see. We're just going to turn it upside down. And we're going to hope for a little tap. Fingers crossed. Just need to wiggle it a little bit. We're going to pop that there. As you can see, when it's been in the fridge, the bread takes all the colour. What you can do if you want is get a little bit of the juice that you've from your mix. Just pour a little bit of the juice over the top. Just around, maybe a little bit of the berries. If you've got any left over, you can just pop a little bit on the top. And then we've got a little bit of icing sugar. And there we go, we've got Pimm'S Summer pudding with a nice compote of berries and some clotted cream. So there we go, we've got two beautiful summer dishes which we managed to make in 20 minutes. And as I said, next week we're making a lamb main course, a rump of lamb main course we're doing at the moment. So if you check out my Twitter page or my Facebook page, there'll be lots of recipes available. And also, if you want, don't forget we've got a special promotion at the moment for the summer. The book, if you go to www.chefchriswheeler.com, you can buy my book with over 65 recipes with both of these inside for £7.50. And I'd just like to say, as I said, I'm now back at Stoke Park. Our fine dining restaurant reopens on the 1st of August. And this dish is definitely on the menu, so do pop along to see us. Hope you have an amazing weekend. It's 25 to do a roast lamb dish. Thank you very much.